right, welcome back to another episode of the Black on Tour, everybody. Today we have a very, very, very special guest, and I know I say that almost every episode, but today we really do have a special guest. Today we have somebody who is my mentor, my teacher, and my brother. He also taught me back in eighth grade middle school, whenever I was at Kennemer as well. So I just want everybody to give a big round of applause to my good brother Al Shahid Muhammad. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. It's good to see you, black man.
Yes, sir. Great to see you as well. Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. So just pretty much just give us a quick bio or a quick background of what you do and why you started doing it.
Background, well, what we do right now, I'm a half owner. Me and my wife own a engineering STEM preschool and an engineering STEM academy for primary students. So we go from infants to about 6-7 years old. We have after-school programs and things of that nature. Yes, sir.
All right, that's wonderful. Yeah, if you guys can't notice with the noise in the background, we wanted to keep it authentic. So
we got a lot of students running around, man. You know, they have a lot of fun here.
Absolutely. A lot of beautiful students here. So what kind of inspired you to start getting into doing this yourself? You know, like I was just saying, you were my middle school teacher. So what kind of made you say, okay, yeah, I'm about to start just kind of going forward and doing this on my own?
Well, I've always been independent since I was born, pretty much, from the way my family is structured to when me and my mom moved to Kansas City and we were, selling products from the flea market and driving down to Houston, getting clothes and going back to Kansas City and selling them and doing. So I've always pushed some type of product ever since I was a little kid. So selling something is always natural to me. So as I got older, with those experiences and just seeing the big money that you can get when you're doing for sale and just being responsible for other people. That's what really pushed me that way. I've always had in my mind, even when I had a job, that I gotta always be doing something else. I gotta always have a something to fall back on, and that's something that my teachers would reiterate to me when I went to school at Langston University. They would always say, "Man, you always gotta have something going on. Don't just rely on these jobs and this and all that. Even though you're here to go to school, but ain't nothing guaranteed." So I always kept that in the back of my mind. So when I got into education, I started looking at the gaps in education and where could I fit in at. You know what I'm saying? And so you try to see what is your niche. Where can you get in? Where is it that what service can you offer that your community needs?
Right.
In so many words. So the preschool market was wide open. Told you it's authentic around here. You always got to be teaching and training at all times. We got the best over here, Engineers of Tomorrow. Anyway, that's a plug. But so they would always tell me you got to fall back on something. So and majority of the people who I was hanging around, they would say, you got to do for self. You know what I'm saying? We got to do for self. So they was pushing something that I already was on as a child. So it was just a natural progression, I think my last year as working for an ISD was in Cedar Hill at Bessie Coleman Middle School. I was an AP there, and from there I started formulating the plan on how to steal away and get away. So it started from there. I remember going to work and writing EOT on the board, Engineer of Tomorrow. What we gonna do? What we gonna hit on? What achievement gaps can we help adjust? And a lot of the big gaps in our community are in the pre-K market.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. That actually kind of moves into my next question, which is just pretty much, what was the plan that you kind of had? Whatever you can spill, as far as the steal away method, just being able to say, okay, this is going to be my last year here. And then, you knew that you were going to move out. So how did you plan on that moving out?
Okay. What I did is I took my retirement. They got this thing called TRS. I took my retirement. My wife took her 401k. I had a 401k too. So we had a large sum of money that we had accumulated from working. And so that's what we used as far as the finance, what we got today. We started out small. We actually I used to have a rental house over in Duncanville. We started there, and it just wasn't the right location, so things didn't move how it was until we moved over into DeSoto, where we were now, where we are now. And we started in our house, and then things just started going and going and going. And that saved us a lot of money because we wasn't paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's a lot of hard times going. It was a lot of hard times in there because you got to make this happen. You know, so we had just made up our minds, man, that we were just gonna make this happen. It's either broke or choke. You know what I'm saying? So, and fortunately, it turned out on the better side of things. You know, so absolutely. So I mean, people see. They say, well, he's successful at this, but they don't see what it takes to be. And it takes a strong will, it takes dedication, and it takes focus. You can't let anybody get you off your focus. And a lot of people will try to get you off your focus, man.
Every day.
And you gotta stay on it. And it's like, these constraints are gonna come. So how are you going to adjust, Because there was some nights, man, we was just like, man, shoot, man, we just about to go get a job, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you wake up and be like, man, I ain't getting no job. I ain't going back. You just like, man, when you off the plantation, man, you ain't trying to go back to the plantation, man.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, man. So, I mean, you got to make it happen. And that's the attitude you got to have. And if you keep that attitude, you stay focused and you be consistent, it's going to pop.
It's going to pop,
yeah.
So, I would say, let me see here. I'm trying to see what question I want to start out with first. I guess my first question would be, so just kind of explain some sacrifices that you did have to take. Because like you said, a lot of people don't see the background work. They only see the success. They only see the part when you're up. They mock your progress. And then they praise your success,
right?
As if they were always there. So, and not to put down on anybody who may have mocked your progress, but just talk about the sacrifices that you made because, it's not easy. Especially a preschool, it's like a whole recruiting type of thing. You got to get kids who...
You got to get your word of mouth down. People got to be able to trust you. You're dealing with their babies, Exactly. So, I mean, definitely working in the community already helped out. You know what I'm saying? I was already a seasoned vet in education. I'd been in several districts, so I kind of knew my way around this little 1382 Beltline situation. So that helped out. But, shoot, man, it was a lot of sacrifice you made. I mean, you don't have that monthly income coming in. That's one major sacrifice. You got to cut back on whatever your fetishes are. You know what I'm saying? So you got to scale back on that. No health plan, no dental plans, things like that. I mean, I get a bonus or this or whatever. So it's a lot of sacrifices. But the plus to that was I had more time with my children, I had more time with my family. And I mean, and during that time, and when we were starting this, it was already a strain on our relationship as far as me and my wife was, because we was really like just now getting back together type. We was in that situation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yes.
And so I was still kind of, seeing what I wanted to do, yeah or nay. But so it was a lot going on in my life during that time. And brother, it's just stressful. And so how do you handle stress? You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of prayer, a lot of believing in the God that's gonna make you successful. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And speaking to Him at night, and then getting up and going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in a mystery God. I believe in one that hears, and He's gonna send people to help.
Absolutely.
So that helped out too, because there was a lot of good people coming our way in the beginning. When we first opened up, we did 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I knew if I hit the overnight crew, especially like the CNAs, the nurses that had babies, I knew I can build up a clientele. So it started out with them at first. So we would hit up the hospitals, we would market, put up posters in the libraries, have one wherever the CNAs or they would have the elderly that I knew would have them, and so we would get those. And so I would be up all night with babies. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so the state would come through in the middle of the night sometime and just see what we doing.
Right.
You know, and that's how it all started. So then after I got the 24-hour thing going, then I got to figure out, well, okay, now I got to get this thing back to, 6:30 in the morning or something else like that because it's messing up. And so we started transitioning like that. And then from there, it just started to grow, man, because then we started our Facebook page. We started, posting videos, what we were doing. People were enjoying how their children were learning. It was a small pod. It was a small concentration, so I could teach them a lot of stuff at one time. And it just grew from there, man. Mm-hmm. But the sacrifices are... man, it was a lot of sacrifices. I mean, especially like even with my children, they couldn't get the stuff that they was used to getting, or I wasn't spending the money like I was spending the money because I knew it was coming back to me. Right. So it's just like all of that just came to a halt. But I got a chance to sit down to them and talk to them about, why we doing this and how this is going to benefit you in the future and this and all that. And now they seeing that. They see it go from that spot to where we are now, to where we got about 10,000 square feet.
Man, that's a great accomplishment. That's a great accomplishment.
Praise be to Allah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. Mm-hmm. So I guess what's the timeline on that? Like how long from okay, I'm not working here anymore to I'm gonna start doing for self? How long? What was the timeline?
Oh man, let me tell you, man. After that school year, that was it.
Man.
I'm telling you, it just, man, I just made up my mind. You know how they say ain't nothing more powerful than a made up mind, right? So I made up my mind, man, and I had the plan. And you got a plan, man. And so I'm like, well, shoot, we're going to work this plan. And so we worked the plan, you know what I'm saying? As we worked the plan, in the beginning, we both didn't quit. In the beginning, my wife was still working. She's an accountant. She's a real estate accountant.
Oh, okay.
And so, she was making pretty good bread at the time, and so we could still kind of do that while we built this up. So in the beginning, she didn't, and then slowly but surely, she just stopped. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, we got to make it, because it started growing. And I was like, once it get going, we're gonna have to, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a big sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because
absolutely.
I mean, you giving up some money, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you looking at it, you like, ooh, I can only imagine what she really was thinking. You never know what they thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I done worked this hard. I done got up to be a VP and this and all that. Now we talking about doing for self. Beginning, she didn't. And then slowly but surely, she just stopped. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, we got to make it, because it started growing. And I was like, once it get going, we're gonna have to, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a big sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because
absolutely.
I mean, you giving up some money, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you looking at it, you like, ooh, I can only imagine what she really was thinking. You never know what they thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I done worked this hard. I done got up to be a VP and this and all that. Now we talking about doing for self, but she was riding with it. So, that's what it's all about. You get you a good woman that got your back, man, then it's all good, And then I seen where I can put her talents at, and she started, putting it all together, started formulating the policies and all of these things, and then we just got going, man. And,
Man, that's great, because that's important, those policies.
Yeah. Because we wanted to bring something to the market that they didn't see. You know what I'm saying? When I was going and I was dropping my own children off, I just wasn't seeing that, what I thought I should see, So instead of complaining about it, I'm just going to set up with a clean glass next to a dirty glass and just see how it works. You see what I'm saying? And so people started biting on it. The interest started growing. And we was teaching STEM. And so we was focusing on STEM, but we were really focusing on discipline and the engineering concepts in STEM. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess we can go a little bit deeper into that,
Yes,
just
sir.
kind of what does the curriculum entail at EOT?
Well, the curriculum entails, it's a worldview type of curriculum. They get to learn about the world in the older classrooms. They get to learn about, the civic service, as far as the postman, what is his responsibility, dentist, just the working class that what takes for civic type of engineering to run a city. They get to learn about themselves, and not only that, we get them first grade ready. We get them prepared for the first grade. So we have 3-4-year-olds that are ready for first grade right now. They can multiply. I can't multiply, but they can add, they can subtract. But they can do the beginning stages of multiplying, just adding the same number over and over and over. Right. But they know how to use manipulatives if they can't do it by memory.
Right.
And so those things. And that's pretty much what we do, man. We just get them ready for the first grade. And I want to make sure that they are lifelong learners. So if I can get them to not be as frustrated at their failures,
right,
you know what I'm saying? And just to keep pushing through, then I won. Because they're young still, but if they can but I can win if I can get them to keep thinking and keep.
And or actually, I'm gonna start with this one. What how has it been adjusting to COVID? You know, with the situation going on at hand right now, has business been slower? Has it improved actually? Have you adjusted to the COVID crisis that's going on right now?
Well, we have adjusted now. I mean, even during COVID, in the beginning stages, we are an essential to the working environment. You know, so they didn't close us down. We were already implementing, you know. Measures in place to keep infection and stuff down before COVID. So it was kind of like an easy progression. We had already started taking temperatures at the door. We were already, you know, if they snot, I need, you know, a doctor's note. So we were kind of on top of that early. So we shut down for about, I want to say 60 to 90 days. Just because, I mean, we had to because a lot of parents, they were at home anyway.
Right.
And so we had shut down a facility for 60, 90 days. Luckily, you know, the landlord was cool, and they were working with us at the same time. They actually was, you know, giving us some excellent ideas to push through. They had froze our rent, and all we had to do was just pay like the water bills, and so that really helped with the expense. And so they had been working with us, and shout out to them, to Clock Tower Management, because when we came over here, they had actually wanted this type of environment. They had seen our website, they seen what we was doing.
So let them go through real quick. But you already started?
Okay, then let's get into the growth. And what are the visions for the future? You know, what plans do you have for growing EOT?
Well, the most important thing is when you go into business, man, is to have a business plan. Like I said in the beginning, we had a plan. So our business plan consisted in where we would try to get a new location every so many years. So right now where you're at right here, this is location number 2. So we're looking at, you know, getting a couple of more locations. Not only that, EOT probably going to expand into real estate because I want to start building some centers. And it's more beneficial to own than to rent, you know.
Absolutely.
So if you find a good area, I would recommend anyone to build. There's a lot more benefits to that. And so that's just where we at right now with EOT. We want to expand in Arlington, want to expand up north to Plano, expand in Garland, you know, try to corner the city, put 4 corners of the city.
Right.
Then we'll be good.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, just here at EOT, what do you guys have to offer in the facility?
Well, we offer an academic and learning environment that a lot of the children enjoy learning. We don't hold them back by age. You know, if they're ready, then we'll test them up and we'll get them in the classroom where they can excel in. We've had students who start over here at the academy at 2, where you have to be potty trained and all of this, and have a set of skills when they show up. So that have been ready and they have excelled all the way up through the program. So that's basically what it is. If you want your child, you know, we compete with Penrose and all the rest of the other schools. If you want your child to be first grade ready, then bring in the EOT.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we have the curriculum, we have the learning, everything is fantastic. So as far as the physical center that you have inside of EOT, what do you have to offer as well?
It's spacious. Here we have glass walls, so you can see in the classrooms as you walk by. At the other center, which is our infant campus, it's more closed at the same time, but the rooms are spacious. As far as COVID, our ratios are at a level where it's COVID satisfied. We're not taking as many students as we took pre-COVID as we're doing right now. I mean, post-COVID, I should say. We're not taking as many students as we had before, because then we had over 100-something students, and now I think we're close to like 70-something now. So we reduced our numbers in that way. Yeah, they all like coming to talk to me. So I mean, we'll walk around and you can just kind of show them.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, then that's all I have for right. All right, everybody, man. Thank you for tapping in to the Black On Tour, man. Look, that was a wonderful episode we just had. It was a little different. Normally I go live, but this time I went ahead and pre-recorded it for you all. That's normally how the flow of the Black on Tour is gonna go for the future. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please, 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 please like, subscribe, share, follow 93 Supreme on IG, 93 Supreme DTX, man. Support the brand, man. Just support us. Share it. Tell all your friends. Tell your family, man. Man, we're trying to do something big out here. And I appreciate everybody. Peace.